All right, this is Meetup number 7. I am Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about a very common question. Teacher Prix, why do I understand English teachers, but not native speakers? What's going on with me? What is wrong with me? So tonight I'll be answering that question and also other questions connected with listening. So if you need to improve your listening, if you have problems with your listening skills, if you're trying to improve your listening practice, make sure to watch this lesson until the end. Now, this is a live lesson, but here on my main channel, after I finish this lesson, I will only leave the first 10 minutes. In my second channel, I will upload the full episode. So after I finish, this will be gone, but I will leave the links in the description. Now, guys, tonight I'll be answering the question, Teacher, I understand teachers but not native speakers. Why does that happen and what can I do? I will also talk about how you can advance your listening skills over the next 6 months so that you can really understand people in English over the next 6 months. Is that possible? Can I do that? I will also talk about how to understand TV news. People asked me this question. Some BSA asked me that question. How to understand different accents. People on Instagram, come to YouTube. I will not stay here for all the episode, okay? So come to YouTube. Teacher Prix. I prepared the slides. They will be very helpful, okay? And I will also talk about podcasts. How can I find, this was a question from some of you. I think it was Hobson who asked this question. Hobson, are you a BSA? If you're watching the replay, you can let me know as well. So I'll be answering these 5 main questions tonight. Hello people on YouTube, hello people on Instagram. It is always wonderful to have you guys here. As usual, I like to know who you are. Are you a newbie? Are you a regular? Are you a BSA? Or whatever. I like to know who you are. It's a way for me to identify what kind of student. If you are a newbie, you are recently becoming familiar with my lessons. Maybe it's your first time around here. If you are a regular, you're always around, maybe not watching all the live lessons, but you know me, you've known me for some time. If you are a BSA, it means you are a student in my academy, my online English program. And whenever in this lesson, whenever I say something that you agree with, that you find value in, type the hashtag value in the comments, in the chat if you're watching the replay. That way I know that I am helping you learn something useful, something new. That's my main job tonight, okay? And here I forgot to change the title. I'm talking about no title. I think I should have changed this title, but I'm not going to change it now, okay? Now, guys, is it possible to advance my English? No Portuguese, okay? No Portuguese, English. I have to say this so many times. I feel like a broken record. I'm a broken record. But that's the gist of it, right? It is what it is. Teachers do what they gotta do. Yo, we do. We do, Oh, well, Now, guys, can you improve your listening skills dramatically in 6 months so that you can watch advanced videos, advanced lessons, interesting stuff in English? Listening. Can you do that? Yes, it is possible to really advance your listening skills in 6 months, but for that we need to consider some important points. And if you are here watching on YouTube or on Facebook, you can see the slides that I have prepared because I always take the time to prepare these lessons for you. Now, guys, the first thing you need to understand is there are shortcuts, okay, that you can follow to achieve your goals faster. And as I am talking about tonight, I'm focusing on listening comprehension. So that's the main goal of this meetup, okay? So do you want to improve your listening? Tell me here in the chat, hashtag yes or hashtag no. Maybe you don't want to improve your listening. Do you want to improve your listening? People on Facebook, let me know. We also need to consider the strategy. Only using the shortcuts won't help you if you don't have a strategy, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. We also need to take into consideration the actions, okay? This lesson is going, what am I trying to say about action? What I'm doing right now is give you the theory, okay? I'm going to give you what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do, but it's not the action. I'm going to show you what you need to do, but then after this lesson is over, the next time you sit down to study, you will need to take action. You will need to implement. Otherwise, nothing is going to change. And finally, we're going to talk about repetition. As you can see here, there's a beautiful picture, you know, in Rome. Rome wasn't built in a day. This is a common proverb, a common expression, that Rome wasn't built in a day. Do you know this expression? Do you know what this means? Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Tell me if you understand. Explain this expression in a day. Here to me. I would love to know, okay? So we are going to talk about that. Now, the interesting thing, before we move on, is I have a case study of what it means to be able to improve your listening over the next 6 months on your journey to English fluency, listening comprehension. And there was this BSA that sent a post to me because we have a platform in my academy, and there the students participate, they post their questions, they use the vocabulary they study. And it was interesting because this particular student, her name is Virginia, she posted to me, "Teacher, now I understand movies in English. And I watched Rear Window by Hitchcock, and I'm gonna watch Casablanca. You're amazing, awesome, you rock, great." So here, she was already beginning to understand movies. She was working inside the academy, studying the lessons, taking the time, following the strategy, following the repetition process, taking action, following the recommendations that I give them inside the platform. I'm going to share some of them here in this lesson. And then after a few months, she gave me another feedback. She said, "Teacher, this is the last module." She was finishing the program, "and I have learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. Now I can understand song lyrics, audios, my American trainer, Jillian Michaels, a native speaker." So she was explaining that, wow, now I understand native speakers, her favorite trainer, Jillian Michaels. She speaks pretty fast. If you try to find her on YouTube and you'll see. Song lyrics, audios in general. So why is this happening to this student and so many other students in my program? They are doing the work. They are following specific strategies. They are taking the shortcuts that I give them, that I explain them. And I'm going to be showing you in this first part of the lesson. As I told you, I will be answering, I think, 5 questions. This is the first one I'll be answering. I'm answering right now. Now, guys, what is a shortcut? Okay, basically, a shortcut is a shorter way of getting from one place to another. So maybe I want to get downtown. So I go on my Google Maps and I try to find a shortcut. I try to find a quicker alternative to get downtown. And that's basically what I want to show you, because sometimes the students work on their listening skills in a really long way. And that makes the journey a little bit tiring. They may not see the results they're looking for. And this is what I want to change with this part of the lesson, okay? So basically, the shortcut involves the length and the materials. I was talking to 2 friends of mine this morning, and we were discussing the insane amount of information on the internet nowadays. Really, today you can find pretty much anything on the internet. There are so many things for you to listen. It is insane. It's crazy. And when you are completely alone without a program like mine in the academy or without a private teacher, it can be very difficult to decide, wow, where should I go? What should I do? So the first shortcut you need to understand is you gotta focus on short audio materials. Really, do you want to improve your English and be like this student from my academy that now understands native speakers, understands her favorite trainer, and is now watching her favorite movies? Well, you got to take a step back because during her practice, her exercises were based on short materials. That will be a much more productive way for you to get the results you want. I will also talk about materials because it is connected to the strategy, okay? That's the second step, the second point. You need to choose wisely, okay? It's not just anything. The material you choose to listen needs to be connected with something useful. For example, I don't know if I have it here. But this morning, well, not this morning, I think for the past month, I've been studying about Italian music, especially classical music. And then I decided that I wanted something more because I like to combine reading, I like to combine listening. It's what I do in the academy, it's what I do in my life, it's what I do with my students and what I teach you. So I Googled something to read connected with music. I googled the benefits of music for for adults and old people. And then what I did after that was to find something to listen connected with the subject, because I've been studying about music for the last 30 days. You know, I'm really working and studying and learning a lot of vocabulary. So I found something useful to watch, I think 2 or 3 videos, and they were all short. Remember, shortcut, okay? With this exercise, I'm working on improving comprehension. If you want to get to the movies, if you want to get to the podcasts, first, you got to focus on the strategy. So short materials, short audio lessons, and choose wisely. Why am I listening about the importance of music? Because that's my subject of the month. I've been studying about music and classical music and different artists and the benefits of music. So I connected the subjects. Then action, play, then what? It's not hitting play, you know. I applaud you for being here. That is amazing. I am so grateful to have you here. But this is just the play part. How about the action part, you know, the activity you actually have to do once you start studying? And I've been doing exercise. It's not just, oh, I'm just going to listen. This is something that I always do with my students in my program. When they listen, they have exercises. It's not just to listen and, okay, I understood. Awesome. What's next? No, you gotta test what you listen. And finally, Rome wasn't built in a day. You got to repeat. You got to repeat the process. It takes time for things to happen. But as I showed, this BSA in particular was very happy with her results because she repeated the process. She trusted the process, and then she got results. How amazing is that? And I know you can do that as well if you implement these 4 strategies. Now, the wrong way to do it, okay? The wrong way to do it. Pay attention. If you start with the outcome in mind, what is the outcome? Think of all the things you want to understand in real life. Movies, TV shows, long podcasts, podcasts like this student. She wanted to understand her favorite movies, her favorite trainer. Those were the outcomes. Those were the things she wanted, okay? So those are the outcomes. Think of the ones you want for you. So starting with the outcome is starting your listening routine by watching those things. That's the wrong way to do. You need to focus on shorter materials that are connected with something you enjoy. So maybe, let's say, Jillian, the trainer, the physical trainer, the personal trainer. Maybe I can't understand her right now, but how about if I watch short videos on YouTube that talk about training, about improving your overall fitness, and always testing my listening, doing exercises, checking the vocabulary, repeating it more times. It's not just listen once, listen twice. Because if you think about it, it's a short audio material. So you can listen more times. So starting with what you want to do in the future, that's the wrong way to do, because a movie is a 2-hour long show. And if you are going to implement the strategies of taking actions, checking vocabulary, checking grammar, then it'll be very time consuming and not very productive. So there is a better way to follow. So don't start with the mentality of the outcome, okay? The next thing that if you do it, you're not gonna get good results. You're gonna feel lost and confused, which is to choose random subjects. And what is this? Let's say, like, this student again, she loves her personal trainer, you know, the fitness trainer, Jillian Michael. And so probably she likes fitness. So in her world, she really wanted to better understand personal trainers, you know, fitness trainers. So in her case, if she follows a video, because sometimes this trainer makes long videos, but if she focuses on very long training sessions, not the training, but videos, educational videos about fitness, okay? If she focuses on very long educational videos about training, it'll be difficult. But if she chooses something that is shorter, then it'll be easy, okay? It'll be easier for her to work on. However, if she wants to improve her educational fitness comprehension, but she never practices that, she never watches anything about it, she never reads anything about it, and she magically expects to improve her comprehension, that is not going to happen. So what is your intention? For example, I established mine this month. Well, last month, I'm almost finishing. I established mine. So you've got to have a weekly or a monthly intention. It all comes down to your study routine plan, but you got to establish that. Just choosing crazy things to watch will not necessarily help you, especially if you don't follow a process. If you simply hit the play button and, whatever. And the final thing, the final wrong thing, okay? Expect to understand simply by listening. Good luck. Good luck with that. You gotta take action. This BSA was successful because in every module of the academy and the challenges and the extra activities, there were exercises to test her knowledge, because that's how you improve your listening. So I conditioned her to test her listening skills, then work on pronunciation, work on intonation, work on shadowing, and as a result, her listening skills improved. If you want that to happen to you, you can't just expect to understand everything. You gotta do the work, okay? Now, guys, I'm going to show you the right way to do it. But as I told you, this is not going to be totally available here on my main channel. If you want to continue watching, as you can see here on the screen, you got to check the descriptions of this video. Not now, if you're watching the replay, okay? Check the descriptions of this video. There will be a link to the complete episode, this complete episode. Then you can go and check out the other questions that I'm going to be answering about listening comprehension. So you can check it out, okay? Now let me get back to my answer. Very nice. Now, what is the right way to do it? And I've been talking about it, I mentioned the wrong, but I immediately mentioned what you should be doing, which is to do small listening tasks, okay? Remember, if you want to get to the outcome, you have to focus on objective exercises that will get you there. So focus on small listening tasks. Listening activities that you can listen in 3 minutes, but then you are able to repeat more times, okay? People on Instagram, come to YouTube. I forgot, I'm not going to do the whole thing here either. If you want to watch the complete episode, come to YouTube. Now I gotta go, my friends. I'll keep doing the lesson here, okay? Mwah. Now, guys, as I was saying, okay, small listening tasks. If you want to be able to understand movies, if you want to be able to understand your favorite podcasts, then you got to start small, okay? Another important thing, variety of subjects. Yes, you need to listen to a variety of different subjects. Another reason why the BSA and the Academy are successful is because they have a variety of listening activities, okay? That's why they improve their listening skills so much. Now let's see what else. Let's see, because there is more to share. I got a little lost here. Oh, variety of subjects. Then you will need to define. When I say variety, I'm not talking about listening to something new every single day. You can, but remember, strategy. There is study time and there is entertainment time when you are doing something different, just listening while you cook, while you clean the house. These are different moments. But a variety of subjects will depend on the frequency you study. Okay, and I'm gonna talk more about that. Consistent repetition of work. Right now, I'm giving you theory. Do you wanna improve? Well, you gotta work. As Britney Spears once said, you better work, bitch. You know, I mentioned Britney Spears a lot, but I'm not really a fan of hers. You know, this leak really spoke to me because it's a song that I really agree with. You want to get results in life? You got to work, okay? You got to do the work, you know, you got to do the grinding. Now, vocabulary practice must be aligned with what you listen. The reason why this BSA, this particular case, because I have other students that have been very successful with their listening. This is just one story. There was a lot of vocabulary work involved, okay? Improving listening is not only about listening, it is about involving other kinds of activities, okay? The next thing, start testing with a few familiar materials. Now, this is the thing. What did I mean by that? Once you begin to be more consistent with this short practice, focusing on testing what you know, then you can begin to watch some familiar things to test how you're doing, okay? Of course that I want you to watch movies and listen to long podcasts, but remember, that's the outcome. So eventually during your journey, it's interesting to test. Okay, this is what I do with my Italian right now, because with English, I don't have this problem anymore. I understand everything I listen to. But with Italian, what do? I do a lot of the listening work that I'm teaching you now how to do, and then I test. And I think a month ago, there was a new show on Netflix, an Italian show, and I was like, what? I was very excited because it was my chance to test my listening, because there aren't many shows in Italian, and I really wanted an Italian show. I didn't want to change the voiceover, okay? So do you understand what I'm saying? So I started watching, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to test my listening now. I've been working really hard on my listening. Let's see. And bang, I did it. I understood like really well. When I finished the season, because I binge watched season 1 in one day, okay? Oh well, I was really excited. So when I watched the first season, like in one day, then I started again. And this time I started again to study, okay? Really do a lot of work. I like doing that. It is more time consuming, so I only recommend if you have the time. But I was able to test. So occasionally, follow the small listening tasks, okay? Short listening tasks, variety of subjects, and then study vocabulary, and occasionally bring something longer, like a short movie, maybe a 1 hour part of a movie, or maybe a longer video, and test. No subtitles, test. See how it goes. You gotta keep doing these tests, and you can do with something familiar, like that student from my academy. She watched I think Casablanca or the other movie, I don't remember. Something familiar, a movie she was already familiar with. That way you will begin to know, to have a better feeling. Is my listening getting better? Is it not getting better? That is good, okay? That's a good way to go. And finally, as time goes by in this practice, it's what I tell my babies. Go for it, you know, start testing, start watching more movies, start watching more activities, different materials, longer, shorter, mix the kinds of materials that you watch, okay? Hisham, that is exactly what I am teaching right now. I mean, I'm teaching how to improve your listening, and then someone asks, how can I improve my listening? Well, watch the lesson. Listen, okay? That's a very, very important thing. And remember, if you're learning something new, hashtag value, okay? We have this hashtag here on the channel. Whenever you feel like you're learning something useful, something new, type hashtag value. That way I will know you're paying attention, you're participating, because this live is for you, okay? Now, let's keep going. How to understand TV news. TV news will oftentimes use a different kind of language, okay? And what do I mean by different kind of language? It'll be using specific vocabulary, specific wording that journalists, TV anchors usually use. The intonation is usually a bit different as well. They use very polished English. They enunciate words very well. Usually that's what it should be like, okay? So if you want to improve your comprehension on TV news, if you want to better understand CNN, CBS, and other news video, I don't know many of them, okay? I usually focus on CNN International. I focus on, what is the other one that I usually watch? Oh my God, I forgot the ABC News. I focus on some of them, okay? So if you're trying to improve your comprehension in these shows, the first thing that I want you to do is you're going to choose one, okay? I forgot to type one. I typed on, but it's one. You're going to choose one TV news to follow consistently, okay? ABC, CNN International, you decided. I really don't care which one you choose, the one you like, the one you feel comfortable with. Then what you're going to do here is to follow the strategy that I talked about. You're going to mix long and short videos. The short videos will be used to test your comprehension, to do exercise, to check vocabulary, okay? So tell me here, what is your favorite TV news? Okay, so let me know here, what's your favorite TV news? Now we're hanging out. Now I can read some comments. Nina says value, Marcelo says value, Maria, that's great, great. Arena likes BBC, that's nice, very nice. Awesome. Okay, very well. Good. Now, I like ABC particularly. There is one in Australia, but I don't remember the name of the show. I like to work on my comprehension, my Australian comprehension, so I listen to this Australian. I don't remember the name though. Anyway, it'll come to me eventually, okay? So you are going to combine the same practice I mentioned before, short and then long. But to work on comprehension, short, okay? And here I took a screenshot of the page of the ABC News. You can go on YouTube and type ABC News, you're going to find them. And if you pay attention, the videos are 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, 1 minute and 20 seconds, 1 minute and 6 seconds. They are short. And this is good for you to work on. You are going to be listening to a variety of people by following this strategy. Really, this is something that I do with my BSAs all the time, okay? So this is something that you can do. And you can filter on the channel. You can filter the results. And here, I didn't post pictures of long videos, but you can find long videos from BBC as well. Sometimes they go live. That is also common. They sometimes go live streaming, and they usually go live. Then when they finish, they divide the videos, okay? They divide it into smaller chunks. So this is something you can do. Another thing that you're going to do is you're going to combine reading and listening. If you want to improve your TV news comprehension, you gotta read too and do the vocabulary work. They will use very specific vocabulary. If you want to understand them more efficiently, more easily, you will need to do this work too. That's why I recommend short audio lessons, short audio news, short articles, I need water. Short articles for you to read, because that way you will be able to spend quality time doing the activity that you do, okay? And as I always like to emphasize, vocabulary work is not simply about listening, okay? You got to sit down, check the words, study them. So listening to a lot of TV news without any action will not change your listening comprehension. Marcelo, you mentioned about TV shows. That's why you don't understand TV shows so much. You don't do vocabulary work. So you never get better. You expect to understand a TV show simply by watching a lot of TV shows. And that is not going to change. It is a vicious circle. And here on my channel, I talk a lot about the virtuous circle of fluency. You are not following a virtuous circle of listening. You expect to understand movies, so you keep watching more movies. But what is your strategy? Do you sit down, study vocabulary, study pronunciation, intonation, grammar to help you build up the listening skills? So that is something for you to think about, okay? Oh, but teacher, I can understand you for 1 hour. I'm going to talk about that because there is a reason why you can understand me more easily, okay? Now, moving on. Here, activate subtitles. In most videos on YouTube, the automatic subtitles are available. And they do a pretty good job, okay? Today, I fixed one automatic subtitles file for a video here on my channel, and there were very few corrections for me to make, like 5 words or so. So the automatic subtitles are pretty accurate. So if you do the exercise that I recommend, you will need to use the subtitles because you gotta check the vocabulary. You gotta practice shadowing. You gotta practice pronunciation. You gotta take notes. You're going to pause and check and listen and repeat. So using the subtitles in your favor it's not even in your favor, it'll be a necessity, okay? So what you can do is, to complement, follow 2 news sources or 3, and you are going to spend about 10 to 20 minutes doing this exercise. It depends on how long the audio material is. That's why I recommend short ones, okay, 2 to 3 minutes, because that way 20 minutes studying a 3-minute material will be very productive. You will be able to study the vocabulary, practice intonation, pronunciation, watch it again, take notes, because that's how you're going to learn, okay? Excellent. And as I said, combine with reading. For example, this is the official website of ABC News. And here, in addition to extra videos you can watch, you also have articles for you to read, okay? So here is one interesting one. I mean, interesting, not necessarily the subject, but it's an interesting example. Here on the news, there is a news about, let's see, I don't remember what it is. An Auburn student vanished in 1976. Now his car has been found. So there is a video talking about it, and there is the article talking about it. And it's free. You just have to go there and check it out. So you're trying to improve your news comprehension. You have to combine your reading as well. And here you can do both. You can watch them talking about this case, and then you can read about the case, and you can explore the vocabulary being used. You can explore the grammar being used, and I am sure you're going to have much better results, okay? All right, moving on. And hey, make sure to hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel, because when you do that, we become family. Now, guys, number 3, how to understand different accents. One suggestion I give my students, one thing that I do myself, is to watch vloggers, okay? I don't know if this is the name. There are so many names nowadays. You can watch vloggers. You can watch social media influencers. Tell me, who is your favorite social media influencer? Let me know. Okay, so I see some students like ABC News, others like BBC, others like CNN. That's great. These are great options. You have to filter the news at the end of the day. So tell me here, who is your favorite media Influencer. All right. Do you mean I should focus on specific vocabulary? No, you should focus on a particular subject. Let's say you're going to study, Hishan, let's say you're going to study music this week, the example I gave. Okay, then you are going to choose the subject. For example, I chose the benefits of listening to music, the benefits of music for adults and old people. Based on that, what I read and what I listened already gave me a lot of the vocabulary that I needed to study, because I'm not going to understand the article if I don't study the vocabulary. Consequently, I'm not going to understand the audio if I don't study the vocabulary. So this is something that you're going to need to do, okay? Okay, some people like VOA, BBC News, CNN. Well, these are the most popular ones. Okay. Irina likes Oprah. All right. Ruben likes Saturday Night Live. That is not a TV news. That's a talk show. That's different. A talk show can be used differently. There are good ways to use talk shows, but I'm focusing on TV news, but talk shows are great too. Now, guys, how to understand different accents. And here, Irina said her favorite influencer is Oprah. That's great. So I strongly recommend you find people from the countries you have trouble understanding. For example, maybe you don't understand British people so much. So how about finding a social media influencer, not a teacher. I'm not talking about teacher. You're going to find an influencer, a vlogger, an Instagram profile where this person talks. Maybe a YouTube video, a YouTube channel of a social media influencer, not a teacher, okay? Not talking about teacher at this moment, okay? You're going to find someone and you're going to follow that person. I will follow you. Students usually struggle with British accent, American accent, depending on the place, like someone from Texas, for example, or Tennessee. May be difficult for students to understand Irish, Scottish. So find people from these places and follow them. But teacher, I don't like Scottish English. So don't follow people, okay? If you want to understand British English more easily, then follow someone from the UK. If you want to understand someone more, from Texas, from Texas, Texan English, the Texan accent, so try to find people from those places, but not teachers. I don't recommend following teachers, okay? Influencer, someone that influences people, okay? I go on the internet, I talk about things, and I make you think about them too. That is what a social media influencer is. That's what they usually do, okay? Very well. Tony Robbins, that is great. This is definitely someone you should all follow because he's amazing. Now, think of something you are curious to learn more about. So let's say, for example, I really like YouTube, okay? But not the way you think. I like learning about strategies on YouTube, how to use YouTube, how to improve video quality. So what I do is I follow a lot of YouTubers who talk about YouTube. And they do that in English. I don't usually follow people from Brazil that talk about that. So I follow them and they share a lot of everyday lifestyle in English. So I am practicing my English, my listening, and I listen to different accents because I follow people from different places. Okay, so this is one strategy that you can implement. So what are you interested in? So for example, Antonio said, I like Tony Robbins. Okay, so you are interested in personal development. There are many people that talk about that in England. Amazing people that talk about that in England. So you should find someone that talks about that in England, someone who is British. That way you will be working on your listening comprehension and better understanding accent, the British accent. So you see, it's about connecting with the people, with the subject that you're interested in, okay? Moving on. This is something that I do a lot with my BSA. We have a Facebook group, and there I give them challenges every month. Okay, they have different challenges. They have listening challenges, they have vocabulary, grammar, phrasal verbs, reading challenges, and they all involve speaking. So they always have to speak in these challenges. And I think 2 months ago or 3 months ago, I gave them a listening challenge, but it was a little bit different. I gave them a Hollywood interview challenge. They were short extracts from interviews with people from Hollywood, maybe not necessarily Hollywood per se, but from the UK. You know, some people were from the UK. And I asked them some questions. I tested their knowledge. It's not only about, oh, listen to this interview. Yay, have fun. No, there was exercise to be done. Okay, so here there was a student, Hubia, who is a BSA, and then she shared, teacher, I like this practice a lot. After hard work, she could understand the interview. I think she was talking about Emma, oh, what's the name of the British girl? Emma Stone or Emma Watson? I think it's Emma Watson. I think that's the British one, the Harry Potter one, you know? And then she was like, oh, I feel proud of myself. Step by step, I'm getting to be fluent. You know, I believe I'll become fluent. So here, she listened 10 times, but it was a short interview. That's the catch. I'm not saying you're going to listen once and that's it. You will listen a few times, but you will understand. And by doing the exercise, like in this case, I gave them the exercises they had to do, they could understand the interview. They followed smart work. That's what I'm trying to say here. So you can find these interviews here on internet, you know, on YouTube. Yes, it's Emma Watson. So when you implement this shortcut, when you focus on on improving your skills rather than simply focusing on the outcome, oh, the movie, oh, the TV show, no, the work, the process, then the results change. And here the BSA, they had interviews with Leonardo DiCaprio, let's see, Jennifer Lawrence, who else? Oh, Robert De Niro, Brad Pitt, because I wanted to test their listening comprehension, listening to different accents, but a smart listening practice. That's how you improve, becoming more familiarized with different people. Okay, and that's how it doesn't matter where you're from and at what level you are at this moment. If you follow this strategy, you will improve. There's no other way. Okay, now moving on to question number 4. Why are teachers easier than native speakers? And when I say easier, I mean easier to understand. Okay. Well, guys, the short answer is teachers teach, native speakers teach. There is a difference in the job, in the work we do, okay? If you understand me, I am doing a good job, okay? So every time people come here and say, oh, I understand you, yes! Oh, happy day! It means I am doing my job. Because my job is to make you understand me, because I am a teacher. That's my main purpose, okay? Teachers are usually better at enunciating the words. We speak more clearly because that's what we're supposed to do. In addition, we talk about the same thing day in, day out. We're here talking about English, not in English. We talk about English. In my case, I speak in English about English. I speak about English in English. But native speakers don't. And they don't need to enunciate things clearly. They don't care. Not because they're bad, of course not. But because that's not where their mind is. That's not what they do. They're not talking to non-native speakers. They're just talking, okay? They don't have this goal in mind. They don't have this mentality. So as I was saying, teachers enunciate words clearly because we practice to do that. We practice to be understood. Maybe you maybe you feel that, oh, it's easy to understand Teacher Pricks, but I get a lot of messages from people who don't understand me so well. Maybe they are at a different level, they are working. I got comments from students that spent a considerable amount of time listening to me, and then they were able to understand. So there is process. Maybe you are at a different moment on your journey. Okay? Now, another thing, we speak at a lower speed because we train to do that, okay? There is also an influence from your native language. In my native language, I don't speak fast. I never spoke fast. I like to speak at a normal, lower speed. But as teachers, we have to do that because my goal here is to teach as many people as possible. The next thing, as I said before, we talk about English lessons, grammar, vocabulary. We are here explaining the words to you. Look at my phrasal verb videos. I teach you advanced phrasal verbs, for you guys. And I am sure you understand. Why? Because I pause, I make a joke, I explain, I give an example, I create characters, and I help you understand. Okay? So I am here to teach you how to understand people, but there is a process to be followed. If you paid attention to the beginning of this lesson, I told you need action. So you need to get the ideas I'm bringing you here and implement by watching native speakers. But it's not just to turn on Netflix and watch a movie. That's what I'm trying to explain. That's what I explain every time I come here. Okay? So this is very, very important. But teacher, there was a British teacher I couldn't understand. Well, just as some students come to my channel and they need time to understand me, guys, the same thing with any other teacher. Maybe you need to watch a few videos and become familiar with the accent, especially if it's a British teacher. I've talked to students of mine about that. Watch a few more videos, follow the same strategy, and you will understand. And that's usually what happens. I get comments, I get emails, I get messages on Instagram from people telling me the exact thing. Wow, I've been following you for 6 months. I've been following you for 3 months, and now you understand. I'm really improving. You're becoming familiar with me. Okay? So it's not fair to say you've been watching me for 2 years and you say, it's so easy. You were watching me for 2 years. Of course it is easier. I think that Antonio has been watching me since the beginning. He's, I think, my oldest follower. He's been watching me for 7 years. No, 6. No, 5. I don't know. For 5 years, of course he understands me, He watched me when I made videos in Portuguese. So there is a difference, okay? In addition, some people, one thing that you can do is, if you think I speak too slowly, it's okay, it happens. You can speed up my voice. There is a mechanism on YouTube, and you can speed up the video you're watching, okay? So that is something you can do. There you have it. Now, guys, last question of the day. Now, how to find short podcasts with transcriptions. And I think this was a question from a BSA. Hobson, was that your question? Are you a BSA? Because I have other Hobsons on in the academy, so I am not sure it is you. I'm not gonna give the best answer to this question, but I will work my hardest. 1 second, guys. I'm doing something here. The question was, Teacher Pricks, I tried to find podcasts, short ones, but I couldn't find many with transcription. There is a reason you haven't found. The reason why you haven't found many podcasts with transcriptions is that they usually offer this for money, okay? They offer the transcription, but you gotta pay, okay? It is hard to find podcasts with transcription for free, especially short ones, okay? So here's the thing. If you analyze podcasts, you will see that they have been designed for people to listen on the go. That's it. You listen on the go. You're not supposed to stop and check the transcript. That's not really the intention of the podcast. But because the podcast has become really popular, some websites, some creators of podcasts started thinking, wow, maybe we should offer transcripts, maybe people will like that. And people do like that. That's why it is so difficult to find podcasts that are short and with a transcription. That being said, if you want to read the transcript, it means that you are sitting down to study. If that's your case, Hobson, what I recommend you do is go to YouTube. Seriously, go to YouTube and Google shorter videos, okay? That will be like a podcast experience, because when you activate the subtitles of YouTube, the subtitles are really good. In most cases, they're like 90% accurate, sometimes more. In the video that I edited this morning, the subtitles were like almost 100% accurate. It was more than 95%. Okay, so that's something that you can do. It is very productive, because if you're trying to find the transcript, it means you are studying the right way. It means you want to sit down and enjoy the podcast and understand and read and study. And for that, YouTube is a better platform, much better than the podcast. Do I listen to podcasts? Yes. And unfortunately, because I am doing other things, I lose focus. As a result, I have to listen again. I sometimes listen to the same podcast like 3-4 times. It's long, 45 minutes, 1 hour. But because I'm not paying attention, it's the price I have to pay. And as I said, I'm not really exercising my listening comprehension. I'm just listening. It's the outcome, not the process. So understand this big difference: the outcome, what you want, and the process to get what you want. Students are confusing outcome and process. They are focusing on the outcome, watching the movies, having fun. And when that doesn't happen, they feel like there's a problem with their listening, like it's impossible to understand, when in reality, the problem is in the process. And today I gave you very important tips to help you improve your process to understand native speakers anywhere, anytime. Now, guys, this was a long lesson and I do have homework for you. Remember, you need to take action, okay? You gotta take action. So today, what do I want you to do? You're gonna come back, watch the replay, and post in the comments what you understood. What did you learn? There were 5 questions. Explain each question. Explain each thing you understood. Then you're gonna take a photo, take a screenshot with your phone, post on stories. I will share your stories if you post on stories and you put my name. I wanna see if you are studying. The next time you study my lesson, tag me. I wanna see if you are studying, okay? So that would be nice. Other than that, my friends, share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.